Hey guys, what's up? It's JR Cuber, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing the WitEden 2x2x4 cuboid. So recently I also unboxed the WitEden 2x2x6, and so this one is the same thing as that, just with these two layers cut off, so you have a 2x2x4. Now I've been waiting for a more normal 2x2x4 for a while. Previously the only thing we had was this really bad Rubik's one. It wasn't quite the right size, the turning was pretty bad, and it has the Japanese color scheme, which is really weird. So yeah, this one's based off of the Rubik's 2x2 mechanism, so this one wasn't great, and it doesn't really fit very well next to this 2x2x6. So let's go ahead and open up this proper 2x2x4 and check it out. Oh, and it looks like we got the super version. Okay, so I don't know, let's see, this one has... Okay, so in this one, both of the layers are stationary. So I really kind of wanted a normal 2x2x4 and not the super version, but I'm sure this would be really easy to just modify into a normal 2x2x4 if I wanted to. You could just glue these sections together and unlock this face. I'm sure it's not that hard since it is the same mechanism as the 2x2x6. But here we go. Here is the 2x2x4. So turning on this puzzle, really not too bad. Pretty nice. Way better than the Rubik's one, that is for sure. So this one also shapeshifts as well, just like any other cuboid like this. So yeah, there's not a whole lot I can really say about this puzzle. I do want to scramble it up though. I don't know how the solving will be with these little super sections, these little circles at the top and bottom, but I imagine it won't be too bad. But yeah, this should basically just solve the same as a normal 2x2x4 and the first part of the 2x2x6. So let's go ahead and scramble this up. Okay, so here we go. So let's go ahead and see if we can do a solve. Oops, these middle layers are a little bit stiff, but that's okay. So let's see, what do we need to do here? This piece can come down here. This piece can come down here. And then we have to switch these two pieces. Alright, and then we'll do the outer layers. And then put in, oops, gotta make sure to not mess up the parity. And then put in these pieces here. Okay, and then let's switch these two pieces around. Alright, now, I don't know what we're gonna do about these bits, but let's just go ahead and solve the parity first. Oh, that actually solved it. Okay, cool. So doing the parity also fixed the top and bottom. So I'm wondering if these bits are actually just arbitrary and if they don't need to be solved and if they'll just fall right into place every time you solve it normally. I don't know, because you know, you can like switch them like that, but is there any case where you can get the rest of the puzzle solved but have two of these mixed up? So I'm trying to figure out how to get this apart exactly. I think, yeah, you can just kind of pull out these pieces here on the side. I don't know about these middle parts though. I think they're stuck in the middle somehow. Oh, okay, they just come out like that. Cool. Okay, so there's this little tab here that is holding these pieces in place. Okay, so if I wanted to modify this into just a normal 2x2x4, then all you'd have to do is cut those little tabs right off. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is do this quick modification, glue these pieces together, cut this little tab off, and then we'll have a normal 2x2x4. Alright, so now I'm going to show the process of how I made this 2x2x4. Slight change of plans, I'm actually making it out of the I 2x2x5 because I don't really like that puzzle anyway, and it's way easier to make it out of that since one of the layers is already a 2x2x4 layer. So basically I'm going to be combining those two layers together, the two top layers, into one by taking the stock of the corner, attaching it to the lower corner, and then using that outer corner piece as the main piece that I'm going to glue just the connecting part onto. So I'm going to cut it off of these pieces and glue it onto the corners. So first I have to glue this corner stock to the lower corner piece. So here you can see me just gluing up one of these pieces now. And I did it freehand, maybe not the smartest thing, but it ended up working out okay, even though I did get some glue on my fingers. And so then I just did that for the rest of the pieces. I did mess up on one of them, but a little bit of sandpaper fixed that up real fast. I just had to re-glue it. So then I decided to cut off the majority of the piece that I needed to cut with the bandsaw. Unfortunately, my hand was blocking this whole thing, but you can't see the cutting, but you can see the results of the cut. So yeah, it's a little bit dangerous using a bandsaw, but it's the fastest way to make precise cuts. So I decided to do that to get off the majority of the lower corner piece section. But you can see there's still a lot that needs to go because I just need that bottom stock section. So I made a couple of cuts with the hacksaw. I cut off the majority of the remainder of the piece and then continued going after that. But I didn't want to go too close because there's a chance that I could cut into it and then I'd have to extend outwards. But at this point, I'm ready to move on to the belt sander to continue lowering the height of the piece. I need to get it just right down to where it connects to the corner. So I continue sanding that on the belt sander. After it gets to a certain height, I decide to use some pliers to hold it because my fingers are getting too close to the sander. But after that's done, you can see that there's a little bit of plastic that's sticking out of that corner extension that I need to sand off. So I brought that over to the belt sander, just sanded that off in just a couple seconds. And then finish it off with just normal sandpaper. So now these two pieces are ready to be glued up, and now that means that that piece will be identical to the other corner pieces on the other side of the puzzle. So it'll all work once it's all together. I'm using this miter box here as an edge to push the pieces against when they're gluing together so that it's more precise. And then I just sand those pieces up to get off any excess super glue. And that's it. That's a finished piece. So I did that 3 more times, and then you have all 4 pieces that you need for this top layer. So now we can just put them back in the cube, and you can see that the puzzle still works just fine. It still turns nicely. That top layer is a little bit more stiff than the others just because it was modified, but it still turns reasonably well. And it looks just like a normal 2x2x4. Didn't have to use any epoxy. Alright, so here we go. Now we have both of these puzzles. We have got the circle version of the 2x2x4 and the fully functional version. So I hope you guys liked that little segment of me making this puzzle. I thought it'd be fun to put together. I want to do more modding build videos like that. I got some lights for my garage and I kind of have a setup going in there now, so I'm ready to film more mod videos. But yeah, as for how this puzzle turned out, it actually turned out really great. In the video, the top layer seemed a little bit stiff, and it's still a little bit rough, but like it's not quite as good as this layer, but it still moves really well, and you can still finger trick it easily. And this puzzle actually turns a little bit better than this one. So I don't know why, but this one's a lot more stiff, but the base puzzle for this mod actually turned better than this in the first place. So yeah, this puzzle actually turns relatively well. So a couple of these corners gave me a little bit of trouble and didn't quite fit in very well the first time I put them in, but after doing some solves, it's actually broken in really nicely, and yeah, it looks really good. So now I finally have a proper 2x2x4 to go next to the 2x2x5, but that leaves a gap in the middle. I've never had a proper sized standard 2x2x5 because the puzzle this was based off of, like you saw, was an I cuboid. So I think I'm going to turn this puzzle into a standard 2x2x5, and to do that you have to extend everything outwards basically and expose this middle layer here. So that should be a fun project as well. I don't know when I'll get that done, but hopefully I'll start working on it soon. I have another mod that I'm doing right now that I want to finish before I start anything else. But yeah, that's definitely something that I want to work on. So another thing that I figured out about this puzzle after looking at the mechanism a little bit more, it just kind of dawned on me. I mentioned earlier about how these circle parts may be arbitrary, like they don't need to be solved whatsoever, and that's actually true because all of these corner sections here are just attached to the pieces right below them. As soon as you solve this inner 2x2 part, these pieces will be solved. There's nothing else that you can do, and you can't have the rest of the cube solved with any of these unsolved, which to me just makes the whole circle aspect of it pretty silly because it adds absolutely nothing to the solving. It literally just gives it a different look. What I think would be cool is if it was something like one of the circles was attached to one of the faces, so it actually moved with the face, but the other one didn't and was locked, so that when you turned it, different types of things would happen. I'm sure that would need a bit of a different mechanism though. But yeah, other than that, besides the circles kind of looking cool, I guess there's really no reason to get this puzzle because it solves identically to this puzzle. And just to close out the video, I am going to do a solve of this puzzle. I already did one of this, but I just want to do a solve of the normal 2x2x4 as well. Also just to show that it is functional and does still move in every which way, because I did do that mod, but it still works just fine. It still shapeshifts fine. It doesn't pop. The white layer pieces are pretty much just as secure as the yellow layer pieces, so they don't like rattle around any more than the yellow layer pieces. So here we go. Let's go ahead and do a solve. So let's see, what do we need to do here? Actually, I think we'll start on this side, and then we can bring down that corner. That. Boom, there we go. So it did almost pop a little bit, and that's just because I tend to go a little bit quick with these puzzles, and it doesn't really corner cut this way, so if you misalign it like that, there's a good chance that the piece could kind of pop out, and so that's just kind of a tendency with these puzzles, but that's not a problem with the actual mod itself. Anyway, that's about it for the WitEden 2x2x4. Here are the two puzzles I eventually ended up with. I really hope you guys enjoyed that modding segment, and I really hope to do more stuff like that in the future. Anyways, thanks to the Cubicle for making this video possible. If you would like to purchase this puzzle as well as the standard one, because they do mass produce this puzzle, I'll leave the links to both of them in the description. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like. Links to all of my social media and my Patreon pages are down in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.